I know something about your son.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Hey, man,
That's what
get up on me.
do that.
Hey, man, take your hands off me. I'm doing it.
Stop, you work for this. You work for this.
Oh, go ahead on. I'll bug some
You
more.
work for
So you
this.
try to tell me about my mother kid, and I'll go hard on you.
What's wrong with him, though?
I don't bust on women.
Why
She trying to say something about my kid. I don't do that. I get it my baby mama. I get it everybody. I get it my own mama about a
But you gotta
kid.
know when you're wrong, though,
I'm not wrong about my kid.
You're wrong.
About what?
About Bam. You gotta calm the down.
I'm calm. Let's go outside.
Bam do witchcraft, in case people don't know.
It was a strange day for Lil Scrappy. The morning sun hung low over Atlanta, painting the city's streets a golden hue as they pulsed with life, and his phone buzzed at a steady rhythm of notifications. Always keeping up with the latest social media trends, Scrappy looked. Initially, it seemed to be just another rumor or news article on his screen, but as Scrappy's eyes skimmed the text, he realized with a sinking heart that it was an interview with Mena, his ex-partner. He was horrified to learn that in her most recent interview, Mena had been disparaging Lil Scrappy's mother. Titan's chest should be tied. Scrappy maintained strong boundaries with his family, especially his mother, even though he didn't like drama. Mama D had been Scrappy's rock and pillar of support, despite the fact that she had always been a complicated public figure who had helped him through his darkest hours. With the tempest beginning to boil inside of him, Scrappy sagged back in his chair. No one, not even his ex, was going to treat her disrespectfully because she was a big-time personality and often unpredictable, and the interview had only been done hours before it made headlines. Erica sat easily on a studio chair and seemed to have no hesitation. Erica used words like crazy and embarrassing to laugh off her behavior when Mama D was mentioned. Erica wasn't particularly offended by her nasty comments about Mama D's behavior, which she claimed was a reflection of Scrappy's background. In addition, she suggested to Erica that Scrappy's mother was poisonous and that their family's issues were entirely her fault. Mama D was more than just a loud, odd woman. She was the drama Scrappy had been avoiding and a source of danger. Scrappy's hand tightened about his. He had always tried to keep Erica happy and actively promoted harmony to ensure it. The lyrics hit harder than any diss track could, and his hold was gradually starting to loosen. How dare she even mention a lady who had sacrificed all for him and their family in such a careless manner? Despite their differences, daughter Amani had the chance to grow up in a healthy environment, but Erica had gone too far, and there was no going back now.
Everybody in your business right Because Bam did it. Bam told all her friends something, and they went and spread it, and they talking.
Huh?
Feel me?
Bam talks? What about your mother? Oh my gosh!
No, you talking about my mama? Cause I'll tell you something about your son. Real quick, I know something about you.
Spread the most.
Hey, girl, hold on,
So that's just what it is.
Hey, what about your son,
That's
girl?
the
What about
truth.
your son?
What
you
about my
your
son? What
Your
about-
Scrappy sprang up and began to pace the living room, his thoughts whirling. He was alone with his thoughts because his fiancée, Bambi, had just left to run some errands. He could sense the hatred rising within him, the kind of rage that only comes when his blood and roots are attacked. He sat down and understood that the lady who had reared him would not be destroyed by anyone, particularly Erica. From his childhood struggles on Atlanta streets to his early relationships to his career successes and failures, his mother supported him. He knew he had to defend his mother, but Scrappy wouldn't back down. With the comments from Erica's interview still fresh in his memory, he sat on the couch and stared at the computer. His fingers twitched, needing to answer, and his chest tightened as he mentally repeated the insults. Anger. And when that outburst came, he let go of everything he had been holding inside for so long. And it wasn't just words. The choice was made. Scrappy grabbed his phone and began typing furiously, letting his mind run wild with anger and fury. More than just a rebuttal, his response to Erica was a declaration, telling the world how he felt. I'm tired of letting people disrespect my mama. You crossed the line. My mother, Erica, raised me properly and has supported me in ways you cannot understand, yet you want to talk like a crazy person. Not today, about her. The guy who saved my life shouldn't be destroyed by you. Come see me if you have anything to say. His heart pounded as he struck. This message was about protecting Mama D, his honor, family, and legacy, and Scrappy understood that there was no going back now. Supporters and critics of the controversial exchange expressed their opinions on social media, which exploded. While some criticized Scrappy for getting frustrated too readily with Erica, others chose to applaud his intense loyalty to his mother. But none of it mattered. Scrappy wasn't doing this for publicity or likes because he believed that Erica had crossed a line that would never be uncrossed.
These men in this generation don't ride for us the way it's supposed to when they white.
I rode.
When
I
you're a
rode.
wife, why they can't ride for you?
I rode.
So is that why you don't want to pay child support?
Oh my God. Oh, you
That's making me sick.
can go. You can go.
Listen, that's making me sick that y'all not taking.
As Scrappy sat by himself that night, he couldn't get rid of the feeling that he had been betrayed. He wasn't upset with Erica for her remarks. Rather, he was frustrated with the way she had treated his mother, who had done nothing but defend her family disrespectfully. In that rage, he understood that the fight wasn't about one person's words, but rather about remaining true to who he was and how much he loved the people who mattered most. As the dust settled, Scrappy was forced to face the harsh reality that sometimes you have to let people go. In the case of Erica, their relationship had already been damaged too much, but he would never apologize for his devotion to his mother, his fiancée, and his daughter. Ultimately, it wasn't about the argument, but rather about standing tall in the face of disrespect and refusing to allow anyone to bring you down. Despite the fact that it was just another hectic day in Atlanta, full of drama and unexpected events, Bambi and Lil Scrappy experienced a unique kind of excitement that would alter their lives for months. Bambi had been juggling the demands of parenting and her marriage to Scrappy, and their relationship had seen its ups and downs. They had built a strong foundation despite their fair share of difficulties, which included navigating the complexities of public life and dealing with their blended family. They were best friends and partners, and they always managed to find a way back to each other through the storm. But Am had been holding on to something that would rock their world. And Scrappy couldn't have predicted it because they had experienced both highs and lows together. This new chapter was personal and something she was still working through, and today she was ready to tell him about it. Bambi sat on the couch in their comfortable living room, the gentle afternoon light filtering through. Via the windows, Scrappy entered. With his typical self-assured swagger mixed with the fatigue of a long day, he grinned at his wife, his eyes brightening as they shared a fleeting but loving glance. They had always shared a unique bond, an unspoken understanding that despite their difficulties together, Bambi seemed different today. There was a subtle tension in her manner and a gentleness to her presence that Scrappy couldn't quite place, but he could sense she was going to share something significant with him. But nothing in all the years they had spent together could have prepared him for what she was going to disclose. She took a long breath. When the pause was finally broken, Bambi reached for his hand, her fingers quivering a little as she grounded herself in the moment as Scrappy looked at her. His curiosity piqued, but he was still oblivious to the weight of what she would say. "Transport, I want to share something with you." Bambi spoke steadily at first, but with emotion in her voice. Scrappy nodded, his brows furrowing as he attempted to read her face. He could tell she was serious, her words weighing down with a mixture of vulnerability and excitement. He clasped her hand, asking her to continue. Scrappy couldn't yet recognize. "I am expecting a child." At last, Bambi spoke while lingering in. Like a bombshell in the air, instead of waiting for his first response, she observed his face change from bewilderment to incredulity to something more profound. For a brief while, that one was entwined with joy, fear, love, and perhaps a tinge of surprise. He hadn't anticipated this since the couple had already exchanged hands, and Scrappy remained still, his mind racing to process the words that had just been spoken. Pregnant again. It wasn't always easy to balance their hectic lives and occupations while pregnant with their son, but the astonishment quickly subsided and was replaced by a surge of emotion that overtook him. "Are you serious?" Scrappy inquired in a voice full of incredulity, a smile spreading across his lips in spite of himself. He drew closer to her as though seeking confirmation, and Bambi nodded, her eyes full of nerves and excitement. "Yes, I just found out. I went to the doctor because I've been feeling strange lately, and it's true that she took the time to look at his face to see how he would react to the news. Although I wasn't sure how to tell you, I couldn't keep it from you any longer, and their moment lingered. Scrappy blinked many times as his brain processed the news. This wasn't merely a revelation. It was a declaration that would change his life. Once more, the direction of their future, as the severity of the situation finally set in, Scrappy's hands gently caressed her face, his expression softening. "You're going to be a mother again," he whispered, his smile slowly spreading across his face, "and I'm going to be a daddy again."